Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Lab Podcast. I'm Jack, and with me today is the amazing Angelina. Today we're tackling a topic that affects learners of all levels, the most common grammar mistakes in English. Many people struggle with subtle differences, confusing forms, and habitual errors that hinder clear communication. By the end of this session, you'll gain a deep understanding of these mistakes and practical tips to avoid them.
Hi, Jack. Hey, say listeners. Grammar mistakes are natural in the learning process, but recognizing patterns and understanding why certain errors occur can dramatically improve your accuracy and fluency. Today, we'll explore mistakes in verb usage, articles, prepositions, sentence structure, agreement, punctuation, and word choice, with examples and explanations that make the rules intuitive and memorable.
Let's start with one of the most frequent mistakes, subject-verb agreement. People often forget to match singular and plural subjects with the correct verb form. For example, he go to school every day should be he goes to school every day. The third person singular always takes an S or Es.
Exactly. Another common error involves collective nouns. Sometimes learners treat them as plural when the context requires singular. The team are winning versus the team is winning. In American English, collective nouns are usually singular, while in British English, plural usage is more accepted depending on whether the group acts as a unit or as individuals.
Then we have tense confusion. Learners frequently mix up past, present, and perfect forms. Saying, I have went to the store yesterday instead of, I went to the store yesterday, is a classic example. The auxiliary have pairs with the past participle, so I have gone is correct, not went.
Yes, and the misuse of continuous versus simple forms is widespread. I am knowing the answer is incorrect because stative verbs like know, believe, love, hate are generally not used in continuous forms. We say, I know the answer.
Articles are another tricky area. Omitting a, an, or the leads to mistakes like I saw a cat instead of I saw a cat. Choosing between definite and indefinite articles depends on whether the listener knows which specific noun you're talking about.
Prepositions are equally challenging. For example, I am good in tennis should be I am good at tennis, and I arrived to London should be I arrived in London. These are small words, but they significantly affect correctness.
Pronouns are another area prone to errors. Confusing he and him, she and her, or who and whom can alter meaning. For instance, him went to the store is wrong. It should be, he went to the store.
Double negatives are a common pitfall too. Saying, I don't need no help is incorrect. English uses a single negative. I don't need any help. Double negatives are considered non-standard in formal writing and speech.
Confusion between adjectives and adverbs also leads to mistakes. Learners often say, she sings beautiful instead of she sings beautifully. Adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs, whereas adjectives describe nouns.
Another frequent error is misplaced modifiers. For example, I almost watched 10 movies yesterday might be misinterpreted. Placing modifiers correctly ensures clarity. I watched almost 10 movies yesterday. Jack.
Parallel structure is sometimes overlooked. In a sentence like, I like reading to swim and biking, the item should match grammatically. I like reading, swimming, and biking. Consistency keeps writing smooth and readable.
Confusing homophones is very common. Words like their, your, its cause frequent errors. Example, they're going to the park should be, they're going to the park.
Punctuation mistakes affect meaning too. For instance, let's eat grandma versus let's eat grandma shows how a small comma can drastically change interpretation.
Run-on sentences are another grammar issue. Learners often connect multiple independent clauses without proper conjunctions or punctuation. Example, I went to the store, I bought milk should be, I went to the store and I bought milk.
Subject omission is common in informal English, but can be problematic in formal writing. Starting a sentence with went to the store instead of I went to the store can confuse readers.
Confusing much and many, few and a few, or less and fewer leads to errors in quantifiers. I have less apples should be, I have fewer apples because apples are countable.
Conditional sentences are tricky. Learners might say, if I will see him, I tell him, instead of, if I see him, I will tell him. Understanding zero, first, second, and third conditionals is crucial.
Misusing reflexive pronouns also occurs. I did it himself is wrong. It should be, I did it himself. Reflexive pronouns always reflect the subject correctly.
Confusion between who and that or which and that in relative clauses is frequent. For example, the man which called me should be the man who called me.
Confusing infinitives and gerunds is common. Learners say, I enjoy to swim instead of I enjoy swimming. Some verbs require gerunds, others infinitives. Some accept both with subtle meaning differences.
Mixing up modal verbs can also lead to mistakes. He must to go is wrong. Correct is he must go. Modals never take to when followed by another verb.
Negation mistakes occur too. I didn't went should be I didn't go. The auxiliary did already indicates past tense, so the main verb remains in base form.
Using countable and uncountable nouns incorrectly is another frequent issue. I have much friends should be I have many friends. Much is used with uncountable nouns, many with countable.
Common error, confusing comparatives and superlatives. She is more taller should be she is taller. And he is the most smartest should be he is the smartest.
Spelling mistakes often accompany grammar mistakes, especially with irregular verbs. I bought a book should be I bought a book. Learning irregular forms is essential.
Pronunciation and grammar errors sometimes overlap. Mispronouncing the sounds can change meaning, thin versus then, which can confuse both grammar and comprehension.
Sentence fragments are also an issue, because I was tired. On its own, it's incomplete. It should be attached to the main clause. I went home because I was tired.
Confusing direct and indirect speech. He said me that should be he told me that, or he said that, depending on the context.
Misplaced commas, semicolons, and colons cause readability issues. Example, I like pizza, my brother prefers pasta. Needs a semicolon or conjunction. I like pizza, My brother prefers pasta.
Using too many passives can make sentences awkward. Mistakes were made by me is correct, but I made mistakes is clearer and more natural in spoken English.
Confusion with tag questions. You're coming, isn't it? Should be, you're coming, aren't you? Tag question forms depend on the auxiliary verb and subject.
Incorrect use of articles with proper nouns. The John is my friend should be John is my friend. Proper nouns usually don't take articles unless a specific context requires it.
Mixing up few and little or a few and a little can affect meaning. I have little apples versus I have a few apples. Countable nouns take few, uncountable take little.
Confusing since and for in perfect tenses. I have been here since 5 years should be I have been here for 5 years. Since indicates a starting point, for indicates duration.
Using will and going to incorrectly for predictions. I'm will go is wrong. Correct is I will go or I'm going to go.
Finally, misusing adjectives and adverbs. She runs quick should be she runs quickly. Adverbs modify verbs, adjectives modify nouns.
Correcting these mistakes requires attention, practice, and exposure. Learning grammar through real examples, dialogues, and stories ensures understanding sticks.
Listening, repeating, and applying these rules in daily English will help you avoid common errors naturally and gain confidence.
Grammar mistakes are part of learning, but recognizing patterns, understanding nuances, and practicing consistently turns errors into mastery.
Thank you, Jack, and thanks to all listeners. Keep practicing, keep observing, and let grammar mistakes guide you toward improvement.
See you next time on Talk Lab Podcast. Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep growing. Goodbye.